So Instagram has made no secret that they're moving away from photography, and while that probably makes financial sense, it leaves us photographers with no place to go to escape the sugary pop songs and bikini-clad girls of TikTok and Facebook Reels. How did I get so old? It's left a hole in the market for somebody to slide right in and take their place. Enter Grainery, a brand new social network aimed directly at analog photographers. From their website, Grainery is a place to share, learn, and collaborate for analog photographers. We hope that everything feels familiar, but there's a few film-specific features to help you get the most out of the platform. So I heard about the app a few weeks ago, and I ran directly to my nearest app store, Apple, and tried to download it. And unfortunately, the app was nowhere to be found. We're still in pretty early days here yet for Grainery, so I guess the developer just hasn't had enough time to get the apps out and functioning. But after that, I hopped over to the desktop side, made myself an account, and started posting some sweet, sweet film goodness. So let's take a look at Grainery as it sits presently, and I'm gonna give you my first impressions. So my first impressions of the site are there are a lot less bikini thirst traps and a lot more heather. From looking at their page, you can tell that they were inspired by Instagram in kind of the same way that I was inspired by my high school girlfriend's math homework. I just copied it. And to be honest, it looks a lot like Instagram crossed with Pottery Barn, except with a lot less overpriced couches. And I'm just joking here, I'm not trying to be mean to the app. It has a rather nice aesthetic. It's very easy to use, easy to navigate. If you've used Instagram any at all in the past, you're gonna feel right at home on Grainery. Let's talk about some of the functionality. Again, because it's so much like Instagram, it has many of the same features that you would find on Instagram. You can search, you can go to the home page, which is gonna give you kind of a curated feed based on what your likes and interests are. It's got an explore page, much like Instagram or TikTok. It's gonna give you suggested posts based on things that you've interacted with in the past. Everything appears in chronological order. I can't tell that anything is popping to the top. You look at the recent posts, and it was posted 7 seconds ago, and then 1 minute ago, and then 2 minutes ago, and so on. So any post that you make, it's gonna go straight to the top of the page, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later in terms of engagement. Again, with some of the functionality, going back to the top of the page, you can also click top. If you sort it by top, that's gonna give you the more popular posts, kind of like a what's new, what's hot on Reddit. And then there's also a suggested profiles tab. It's gonna give you a list of photographers that it thinks that you might be interested in. There is some messaging functionality. If you click the arrow at the top of the page, only been using the app for about a week. I don't have any friends or anybody that I've interacted with yet, but you can send a message if that's something you desire to do. And then also it's got a notifications tab. You can see that I recently posted a picture for this video, and it'll notify you when someone's liked it or commented on your photo. Again, very Instagram-like. And let's talk about how you actually upload a photo to Grainery. And I say photo, you can't upload a video. That's the big distinction here between Grainery and Instagram, or Grainery and TikTok. This is specifically a photography app. That is, at least until the person who's financing this app figures out how much freaking sweet cash they can make when they allow you to upload video. So right now you can only upload photo, but I wouldn't be surprised if down the road they don't allow you to upload video as well. That is pure speculation on my part. That would kill the entire premise of this app. But at this moment, there is really cool upload functionality. You can title your post. That's gonna pop up when you see a post on somebody's feed. The words will pop up actually on the picture. And here's the really neat part. The app requires you to select the camera that you use to take the shot, and then also the lens. You can see that I've added my fleet of film cameras to the app, and then also a few of my lenses. And then at the bottom, one of the most important parts is it allows you to select the film as well. And this is really helpful. We'll circle back and talk about this later. This is one of the best features of the app. The app allows you to enter some development settings, pushing and pulling, from -2 stops to +2 stops, lets you add a location. It doesn't allow you to tag a location yet, but it will let you manually type in where you took the photo. So I expect some Google Maps tie-in at some point that'll let you actually tag and search by location, but right now it only lets you key it in. It also allows you to type a caption for the photo. This is separate and distinct from the title of your photo. The caption allows you to describe, in more words, a little more about the photo. And then there's an old familiar way for you to enter hashtags, which you can also search via hashtags as well. It doesn't automatically populate with already used hashtags like Instagram, but you can manually key in some of the hashtags. That's cool as well. So the way that you upload pictures, familiar, much like Instagram, but with a few little quirks insofar as it requires you to enter your camera, lens, and film settings. What makes that such a really cool feature is it serves kind of what Flickr groups did for me in the past, where you would search for a camera and search for a lens and search for a specific film, so you could see what photos looked like with the gear that you were thinking about buying or the gear that you already had. You could kind of get a feel for what your photos could look like should you use that specific combo. This app will allow you to search. If you want to see what Lomochrome Metropolis looks like, you go up to the top, search for Lomochrome Metropolis, and it's going to show you all of the images that have been tagged when they've been uploaded with Lomochrome Metropolis. That's a really awesome feature. Something that's really cool, once you get the images uploaded, I'm going to take you to my profile and let you see the whopping 4 posts that I've made. So let's look at this picture of the bridge. You can see I got a massive 6 locks on it. With this picture of the bridge, you can see that it's in 4:6 format. The photo is actually in 4:6 format. Grainery does not constrain your images to the square format of Instagram or the 4:5 format. So you can actually upload in a wide variety of image formats and they'll show up on the timeline just like any other photo. Probably my favorite thing about it. I love that. So you don't have to go through any weird cropping when you go out at night and take a masterpiece and it's in some format and then Instagram required you to cut a square out of a 16:9 photo. Like, what? A few of the drawbacks that I've ran into with Grainery so far. Number one, first and foremost, it's not being used by that many people yet. I have 1 follower and 1 following. The one I'm following at this point is, I think, like the MySpace guy, Tom. I think it's the developer of the app. I think he makes everybody follow him, so his stats look really good, and I get it. I mean, heck, you designed the app, so I mean, why not? And then I have 1 follower. Shout out to Victor Mack. Thank you so much for following me. You're one of the real ones, Victor. So the app isn't widely used yet at this point, and maybe I'm just making excuses for my crappy photography, but at this point, even if you're posting exceptional work, you're gonna get like 4 likes, and that's gonna be really it. So if you're looking for a dopamine factory, this ain't it. I have encountered quite a few bugs. Of the 4 posts that I've made, 2 of them failed as I tried to upload them, and then I had to go through the process and redo it. We're in the beta phase. I'm not gonna be hard on the app about that. All that stuff will improve. Who is Grainery for? Well, obviously, it's very specifically targeted at photographers. I mean, that is the only type of person who needs to use the app. And it is a very niche product at this point. It's photographers marketing images to other photographers. Like if you're wanting to build broad, widespread fame and popularity, this probably isn't the place for it. But if you're looking for a place where you can interact with other photographers, you can see good work and look at the gear and the settings that were used to create that really cool work, this is a really good place for it. So at this point, I see the app being more for photographers who want to learn rather than photographers who want to try to build a really big following. Maybe this will become that at some point in the future. The users of this app being primarily photographers, and even more specific than that, film photographers, I think you're gonna have a hard time building a really big following on here. As for the future of this app, I mean, who the heck knows? So many different social media apps have came and went. Rest in peace, Vine. Who could possibly know what the future holds for a really specific niche app like this? I mean, I think we can safely assume that it's not gonna achieve the heights of Instagram or TikTok. It's not gonna let you upload a video. You're not gonna get that huge engagement or time spent on the app that you would with one of those video-centric apps. Instagram and TikTok are Dua Lipa in a sheer pantsuit, and this is more like your granddad in a smoking jacket. It certainly has some appeal, but it's just not gonna be as broad as Dua Lipa. Also, call me Dua, we can make it work. But if you think Grainery is cool, check out these other super sweet apps that you can download right now to help improve your film photography. But until next time, we'll see you.